Namaskar, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat, and welcome to Dev Talks. This is Aadi. I have someone all of you recognize, Mr. Speak and See from the YouTube channel Speak and See, who's actually come across and he's spoken quite harshly about Pakistan. And a lot of us got very interested by what he's saying when he actually said those things, because very few people in America have actually begun to realize the curse that is Pakistan. So let me not take some more time and bring him in. Thank you so much for your time, sir, and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Aadi. Appreciate it.
And you've been quite vocal about President Trump's latest bromance with the Pakistani failed marshal, as we call him in India, Asim Munir. Was that a surprise to you?
Yeah, I think it was a surprise to everybody, or most of the people that found out who Asim Munir was, because nobody really knew who he was until he was invited to the United States. We knew a little bit about him after he made his speech to the office over there in the parliament in Pakistan, and it seemed to be more of a terroristic speech, and and I think it had percussions to Pahalgam, and that just threw everybody off when he ended up coming to the United States for lunch with President Trump. At the same time, Modi was at the G7, where Trump was, supposed to be talking with him, because that's that was supposed to be our biggest ally and biggest friend in the world. And I think that was a missed opportunity by Trump to instead harbor a known a gentleman like Asim Munir.
He's coming back again.
I'm sorry?
He's coming back again.
Who?
Asim Munir. He's coming to America in the next 10 days.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, probably another meeting, not with Trump, but with someone, of course.
He's coming back. Know what struck me? Is we started doing a little bit of homework on Asim Munir. I call him Asim Munir, but we started doing a little bit of homework on him, and I noticed that we've just been finding this out lately, but Trump was elected on Tuesday, November 5th of 2024. And on November 6th, Wednesday, Asim Munir was shot over to Saudi Arabia the next day to have a sit down with Mohammed bin Salman. And we do know, most of us know, that Jared Kushner, who is Trump's son-in-law, is got $2 billion from Saudi Arabia, and this Mohammed bin Salman got $2 billion immediately after Trump lost the election. And so Trump has ties there. And when we see these ties now being connected to Saudi Arabia, and Asim Munir just so happened to stop by when Trump got elected, and now we see Trump holding hands with that man who is doing business with his son-in-law, who's married to the beautiful Ivanka, beautiful girl. We start to wonder what's going on, because, and then we see Trump shaking hands with the president of Syria in the same respect, who we had a $10 million bounty on his head because he was a big wig in Al Qaeda. And now, of course, Netanyahu's bombing him because he's killing people over there. So we're wondering where these ties are all connected to. And we're really finding out a lot as we're doing some research that Trump is. We saw what happened when Trump was not elected. When he didn't get elected, America went through the worst 4 years of Americans' history with Biden, and the craziness and the weirdness and the money going out to things we don't even know, to indoctrinate your kids, to climate change and to all these hedge funds and what have you. It was 4 years that America went through that weirdness and craziness with Biden. So America was looking at Trump like he was the Trump of old. And when he came back, but within that 4-year period, Trump was building an empire, and he was building a business with what we're finding out. He was building businesses with Saudi Arabia and with Asim Manur and with all these other known countries that harbor terrorists. And so he's building these businesses, and now we're looking like, Modi, you never really even had a chance, bro, because Trump was apparently, he wants to do business with people. It's not even about doing business with the United States. If Trump had talked to Modi outside those 4-year period, because a lot of countries were, Trump had a lot of countries calling him and talking to him and keeping contact with him during these 4 years. And those are the ones that Trump is doing business with now. But we're seeing that it's not American business, it's a Trump business. So yeah, it's getting pretty interesting.
To say the least. I'd like to show you something, and this should tell you the character of Pakistan. I don't think this is discussed much in terms of the American media. So I'm going to show you something. This is interesting, okay? This is a guy whose name is the DGISPR, Inter-Services Public Relations of Pakistan, the Pakistani military. All right, he's the public relations officer, director general. He's a general officer, Ahmad Sharif Chaudhry. Right, he's the son of a nuclear scientist by the name of Sultan Bashiruddin Mahmud, who had links with the banned organization Umma-Tamir-e-Nau. He met Osama bin Laden, Mullah Omar, and he's a US and a UN designated terrorist. The son of the PR Director General of the Pakistani Army.
Sharif Chaudhry?
I can send you this if you want, but
please do.
This is the reality of Pakistan. So when you kind of, and by the way, so these guys are the ones who are dealing with America today. So, and
they're dealing with America. And I think that Americans right now are finally starting to come around to what is actually happening, because I'll be honest with you, Aadi, that 90% of America has no idea. They're clueless. I know the Indians in America know, and a lot of the other people from the Asian area, but if I talk to most people walking down the street, they're not going to have a clue who Asim Munir is. They know who Osama bin Laden is, and when you bring up that name, and you just brought up Sharif Chaudhry, is that his name?
Yeah,
Sharif Chaudhry.
Yeah, and
say that Trump is dealing with the same people who basically were buddies with Osama bin Laden.
And not just that, they were nuclear buddies.
Right.
His father was a nuclear scientist connected with
good. This is not good, my friend. This is bad. Does anybody get this?
That's the thing. And this is the boat India sails in. So when you talk about India and you've expressed your frustration, it was interesting to me, because here is somebody who's, we know this stuff. For us, this is, fine. Once again, America shows its true face. It's pretty much that on the street here. So when Trump today talks the way he does about tariffs and this and that, the Indian reaction is, fair enough, man. You do the same things. So what's the big game?
That's usually been the way that it seems to be operating. And that's what we were hoping to see changed with Trump coming in, was these hypocritical and do as we say, not as we do kind of things, where, I'm a nationalist, and I know that Trump is a nationalist, and that's what we want. We wanted to see the world operate in a more, each country is sovereign to itself in that way. However, we want to eradicate the terrorism and things like that, the bad things in the world. And if everybody can get together on it, it wouldn't take long. But what we're seeing with Trump is that what we wanted to do with Biden was get him out, because there's a deep state that has been involved in exactly what you're saying, being bossy to other countries around the world forever, or since, for the last couple hundred years, right? So we wanted to see that eradicated. We wanted to see the deep state gone, because there's people behind the political lenses that we don't see, that it weren't voted for, that are pulling these strings. So we wanted to kind of see those people eliminated, but apparently they're still pulling the strings. And with President Trump, what we're finding out is that he's eradicating that army, a lot of them. He's getting rid of the deep state, a lot of them. But what he's doing is he's replacing it with his own deep state. He's redoing it with new people. And these new people are in the Trump army. And I don't know if you've heard about it. Did you hear about the Capitol 1789? Okay, so you know what they're doing with the parallel economy that Trump is trying to start. He's trying to start this parallel economy with what? Oil, with real estate. He's got oil in Saudi Arabia, and he's got oil in Pakistan. Now, apparently, Pakistan's now blowing up oil rigs or having oil. Yeah, right.
There's nothing.
He's got it. They're such fools. They'll try anything. But then the minerals that they're saying have $50 trillion in minerals underneath that you can't see it, but it's there. So he's going with that. And how are they purchasing it all? They're trying to purchase it through crypto. So here we are. Here we are with the crypto, the oil, the real estate, and the minerals, and all of it going to be purchased through crypto, which is what they're trying to do. But we're seeing is this new deep state, and it's in the Trump army. And these are the people that he put together in the last 4 years that he was out of office. He wasn't just campaigning for 4 years. He was campaigning for about 2 of them. And he said the same thing over and over every day. He didn't have to think much, but, and they're selling us an idea. So we bought the idea. America loves the idea of get rid of the one world order thinking and multipolar world it, nationalize it, and let's be great friends with everybody. And then Trump gets in there and does this stuff, and we're all just looking around saying, what the heck is he doing?
That's the whole plan. It's the tech takeover of the world.
Yeah.
You know who's the biggest backers of, let's say, JD Vance?
The biggest backers of JD Vance?
Mm-hmm.
I would probably think it would be Mercer, no?
Peter Thiel.
Who?
Peter Thiel, Palantir.
I don't know who that is.
Palantir Technologies is one of the biggest giants as far as tech is concerned. He's a very quiet guy, Peter Thiel, Theil, Peter.
Oh, I've heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's back in JD Vance.
Yep, and please look at his stocks after Trump has taken over.
I know. I've seen a lot of stocks. And that's actually how we were able to tell here that Trump wasn't going to go for the deal, because even the day before, it wasn't because they didn't have more time. It's because the deal wasn't going to happen. And they weren't going to let it happen, because World Liberty Finance dropped the market cap. People were dropping out like crazy. Of course, it stayed at $1. That's where it's always going to be. But you could see the spike drop like tremendously, and we're like, it's over. They're not doing it. If it would have went up, and we're able to notice that, and now just by watching market caps of Trump, and if you say JD Vance is in on it, JD Vance is a rhino, and he's turning into a bigger rhino than I thought. But the biggest rhino of them all, Lindsey Graham, is one of them. And now Trump is in bed with him, and everybody in the whole Republican Party wanted him out because they know he's a rhino. But it's turning out that maybe the biggest rhino of them all is Trump. Maybe he's the grandpa. Maybe he's the grandpapa.
So,
and I love the guy. I like him.
Yeah, I like him as well. He, honestly telling you, since he's come in, India has actually benefited quite a bit as far as security is concerned.
Oh, good.
I'm going to very clearly say this, right? And people in India, sometimes, actually, most of India will agree with that. There were these Khalistanis running around. We've got a lot of them. As a matter of fact, it's benefited you. We've been telling America about the largest drug racket run in the northern part of America. These so-called Khalistanis, these chaps with yellow and blue, those flags that they keep roaming around, especially in Canada. By the way, they've taken over a senior center in Canada and made it an embassy. Jokers.
I thought they were a joke.
No, they're not. They're the biggest drug lords. So what has happened is your southern border is pretty much sealed. Trump has done well as far as that, right? Whatever's happening is because of customs right now. Every country has customs problems. People are corrupt.
Yeah.
It's the same in America. So there's legal smuggling which is taking place in courts from the southern border. But from the north, it's wide open. And the Mexican cartel has now got in touch with these drug gangs in Canada, which are these Indian, Punjabi origin fake Sikhs.
The Calisthenes?
Pakistanis, yeah. So
Yeah.
they run these drug rackets. And if you notice the past two big raids and the two big catches that have happened between the US-Canada border, Vancouver, and I think north of New York, Alberta, and a couple of other places, hundreds and millions of dollars worth of cocaine. The last one was 179 kilograms of cocaine.
Wow. Coming into America?
Yep.
Wow.
So that
was the Calisthenes?
Yeah, that information came from India. So we busted something here, and then we found like, oh God, these guys are doing this. So we called up the Americans. They acted there. Even Kash Patel mentioned this. Tulsi mentioned this. They thanked India for this.
I remember hearing Kash talk about that. Now that you mention it.
Yeah. So a lot of good stuff is happening as well.
Who?
A lot of good things are happening as well.
Yeah. A lot of the good things are happening as well. But I think that the bad things that are happening could be limited, or if somebody could turn them around. But I don't know if that's possible. I in this area with Pakistan and India, because I think it's more about Pakistan than it is about Russia. Because the tariffs, people in America were thinking, okay, tariffs, yeah, maybe we can make it a little more even. Maybe if they pay a little bit more tariffs and we exported more goods, or they exported more goods and paid a little more tariffs, it could even it out. They'd figure out the system. But then when Trump came around and said, oh no, it's because they are getting their oil from Russia, it was like, wait, you just ruined it, bro. Trump, you ruined it for us. That wasn't even mentioned 2 weeks ago. It wasn't mentioned at all until now. You got this narrative that, oh, it's because they're buying oil from Russia.
So yesterday somebody pointed it out. One Indian journalist pointed it out. Did you see that? Did you see that clip?
No.
Okay, I'll show you that. But you should be happy to know that India exported $5.5 billion worth of oil products to the Americans last in 2024, by the
way. How dare you?
No, that's the reality. And I'm not joking. So I'm going to show you this one clip. Just give me a second. And today morning as well, it was, I can't see that somewhere. So basically, an Indian journalist asked Donald Trump that, Indian officials have said that you are also importing a lot of chemical fertilizers and uranium from Russia. He says, I don't know anything about it. I'll have to check.
Yeah, he said, I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah. And today morning, somebody asked him again. I mean, today morning, India time, and evening, your time, somebody asked him again about, is there any other countries that are buying Russian oil, like China, for instance? Are you signaling out India for additional sanctions for any reasons? He says it's only been 8 hours. So let's see what's happened. You're going to see a lot more. You're going to see many more secondary sanctions.
Are you going to show me the video?
Yeah, I'll show you that video. I just don't want to get hit by a copyright because there's this.
Oh yeah, no, never mind. Send me a link.
I'll send you the link. There's this company in India who owns these videos, and it'll hit me with a copyright if I put it here.
So, no, don't do it then.
So that's what he says, and that's pretty interesting, right? I mean, and there's no mention of it in Western media at all.
That's it's hard to find anything about India in Western media. It's really hard. I mean, we do get the headlines of Donald Trump, of course, but unless you're going and you're looking for it, then you're not going to find anything. And I go on X. I find a lot of my information on X, and then we've got to dig really deep to find the information on the Pakistan and Trump connection, which is what we're investigating right now, and to find out is exactly how far that goes, because I think that's right where the rubber meets the road with Donald Trump. I don't think it's even about India at all. I think it's about Pakistan and Trump's financial obligations to Pakistan.
Mm-hmm.
as crazy as that sound, I think that Pakistan is the money laundering portal that they're trying to use for Trump's for Trump to do what he couldn't do in the first round because he didn't have the people set up for it in Trump 1.0. He wasn't set up for it. He was set up for presidency, but he didn't know how it worked. And he just concentrated on that. But I think that Pakistan has to be really, Trump has got to be called out on this. I think he's doing something very, very off. What we're finding out is it's going pretty deep with Omid Malik and Gentry Beach and Zach Wickoff, and of course in Rockridge, which is J.D. Vance, who started it all. But we're realizing that there is a parallel economy that seems to be more important than America's economy right now, and apparently more important than India's or anybody else's, because everything seems to have to go through Asim Manur and those guys in Pakistan. And I just think that's really weird. Really weird. We're going to figure it out.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, if there's enough of a noise made by people like us, it'll be good. But I wanted to ask you, a lot of the MAGA crowd that got together with Trump were basically simple nationalists.
Yeah.
They might not have liked Trump, right? They would have said, oh, okay, this guy is trying to do something different. Let's just vote for him. And let me tell you the Indian experience. The first time Trump was here, it was pretty good. Things were, we used to have barbs on trade and stuff like that, which was normal.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't fall down to this point. Biden was terrible for us.
Yeah.
Regime, from 3 attempts of regime change in India to interference in our 2024 elections to, you name it. Everything was done. Street protests to a whole lot of stuff. To the fifth columnist, the LGBT and this and that. Although India is a very civilizational society, so this stuff, it does come up, but it dies very fast because family values are very strong here.
Yes.
So when Trump came in, everybody said, okay, fair enough. This guy is a bit more realistic. We'll deal with him. He'll get, he'll cry about trade and this and that. We'll deal with him.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy has gone on a different thing. And that's something which is today I'm seeing being noticed by MAGA.
Yep.
People like you have started talking, Candace Owens, Tucker Carlson, people like even Rogan and guys have kind of backed off a little bit. Patrick Bardis,
Elon Musk
backed off. Elon Musk went away. The smartest guy of the lot was Vivek.
Yeah.
Who realized, oh shit, this is not good.
Yeah.
And he went off. So how do you see this building up further, or is he going to be able to keep his crowd together?
I don't think I think he's lost the part that put him in office. The ones that swung over. Actually, I think no, right? If they were to vote again today, actually he would still win. Anybody could have beat Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
Anybody. That wasn't very hard to do. Everybody wanted, I'd say 65% of the people just wanted them gone. They wanted Biden and all the weirdness and all the craziness gone. So it wasn't really a hard defeat. But I do believe that Trump has lost touch of his base. And I remember, if you remember, you might have seen it too, if you're in geopolitics, that when President Putin said, look, all the presidents come in saying something that they're going to do. And Putin said, but when they get into office, some men in black suits go talk to them and tell them what they can and they cannot do. And they end up coming out of the office a different person that they went in. And I think that that's what we're seeing with Trump a lot earlier than we expected. He's doing the things that, he's allowed to do. And America being the melting pot of the world, I mean, it's just crazy ideas that flow every 4 years. We get some crazy ideas just happening, and we're seeing what comes out of it. But with now the deepest state, they don't let the melting pot really take place the way it could, the way it should. But I do see Trump, he's losing a lot of his base on this issue. Most all the other issues I can see him doing great on. If we look at the European Union tariffs that were just put on them, they got screwed.
Yeah.
They got they got whacked hard. They're not charging us any tariffs, and they're sending $600 billion or buying $600 billion in fuel, not tariffing us, taking 15% of our tariffs. Everybody's doing the 5% NATO thing now. So we're looking at $2 trillion actually that's going to be coming into the United States in the next 3 or 4 years. That's not even inflationary. It's not money printing. So the money, the printing monies, the presses are dying down. And I think that right there is a win, but Modi didn't bite. And I thought Modi, a lot of people were like, okay, EU, if they do it, the rest of the world's going to follow suit. And when Modi didn't do it and Jaishankar said no, I was finally like, thank you for finally just standing up and saying, look, man, we are independent, self-sufficient. We hope we can do business one day. And I do think that I think that this is going to be short-lived with the tariffs and stuff like that Trump's doing. But I'm glad that the superpower, one of the superpowers, stood up to Trump and said, no, it ain't happening here like that. We're not going to work with you like that. And I think it's time that America can figure that out.
China also stood up and said no, but the deal is China. I think Trump has a lot of interest in China and a lot of business interests as well in China, so he's backed off there as well.
Well, right now, China already pays like 250, 300 billion a year just in tariffs. And I think that's only like 14% or 12% of the imports that come in. So they have a lot of say-so in this. So they're already paying a lot of money every year. So they really don't have to budge too much. They really don't have to budge hardly at all. They could probably say no, they're not going to do it. But I think they'll do something just to appease Trump. And maybe, if they could just send over a Made in China Nobel Peace Prize, he'd be great.
How does that make the average American feel? Because, in India, people, let me just say this, because geopolitics was the affair of the elite at one time.
Mm-hmm.
Today, it's been discussed on YouTube channels every night at 10 o'clock. Mine and a lot many more. We laugh about it, we joke about it, we crack about it, we seriously discuss it, we get into research. A lot of us do a lot of research to come up with subjects and talk about figures. So it's household conversation today, and it's not easy for any Indian government to say, okay, let me just fold up to Trump. It will not happen. The people won't let it happen. So it's not Modi's call. Let me tell you.
Right.
Modi knows what the country is saying, and it's a loud country. 1.4 billion people it's not.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
That's 4 times America. So the logic is understandable that Trump wants to protect himself, but we know what's the back game. But something that I came up with today morning, and that was a little shocking to me. Trump has been asking India to open up its agricultural sector. India is one of the largest food producers in the world. Self-sufficient. We don't order food from anywhere else. We make our own food, and we give, by the way, because of COVID and this and that, we gave 800 million people food for free.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a huge population. Funny thing is, Monsanto and all these guys are backing Trump quite hard, and one of the demands that they've put on him is for him to get India's agricultural sector open.
I know. Yeah, they want to. I believe it. Yeah, one of them was for us to start importing agriculture to India. I don't know if you want our stuff, bro. I don't know if you want our stuff. I think your food over there is probably healthier than ours. Ours has a lot of I don't know, just stuff in it. Our cattle are shot up with things we don't know.
Not shot up with things. Your cattle are fed cattle meat. You know that.
Your what?
The cattle is fed cattle meat.
Yours is?
No, not ours. We can't do that.
Yeah, ours is.
Yeah.
We do a bunch of crazy stuff with our food over here. And
that's something that's not going to sell in India at all. So maybe Modi or any other government, nobody will be able to get that in at all.
And if you don't need it, why would you buy it? And it's kind of like, I don't know if you ever did any research on what the Clintons did with Haiti.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Mhm.
When Haiti was the biggest exporter of rice, I believe the second largest in the world, and Bill Clinton made them stop. Haiti was jamming, bro. They were rocking. They were doing great. They were moving up in the world. Clinton made them stop and start buying our rice at
Yeah.
crazy prices. And as soon as Haiti started doing that and taking food supplies from America, have you seen Haiti lately? They're a gang, bro. They're a ghetto. And the guy in charge right now, his name is Barbecue, and he runs around with terrorists, and just they don't have a leader. Even Kenya had to go in and is in there with their military trying to help them. But it all started because they started buying agriculture, mainly rice, from the United States, and they destroyed their economy that way and couldn't feed their people anymore. So I don't understand America's logic on wanting to export agriculture to India. That makes no sense to me at all. And I know it makes even less sense to you. So
I mean, that I we are sure the government is not going to get anything of that sort. But what do you think is the political future of the Donald Trump legacy, in the sense um, he can't be running for a third term, right? So the
no.
Republican Party and the so-called deep state, the new
Mhm.
deep state, as per se, as what you described it, they will have an interest in continuity, right? And in so what happens to this game now? Who's the next guy who stands up and kind of starts showcasing some sort of an opposition or some sort of an independent voice to Trump? What is it? What do you think is going to happen in the future?
I think there's going to be a really good. I think they're going to remain Republican because the Democratic candidates right now are crazier than even Biden was, and that's hard to do. But they're doing it.
Mhm.
They're being
Mhm.
even weirder than that guy. But I think right now the United States we're going to look probably back into the bowl that we were looking at this year. We had some good candidates. We had JFK, who looked to be pretty good. We had Vivek Ramaswamy, who I think was probably, I mean, he was really getting a lot of people on all ends, on both sides, and he seemed the most nationalist in them all. But I think we're looking at Vivek Ramaswamy, or maybe Ron DeSantis
Mhm.
of Florida, my governor. He might make a shot at it, or Marco Rubio. I don't think JD Vance is going to do it because what we're finding out about Vance right now is just too much already.
Yeah.
That he's already part of that deeper controlled state. And now we're finding out that JD Vance was literally, before he was even vetted with not the crypto, but the media in the inner circle that he had with Trump. He was already there. He was already the guy that was going to be the vice president. So Trump asking Byron Donalds and all these other guys if they were going to do it, it was a show.
Yeah.
And I think JD Vance is an actor in the game,
He was
even though he
driven
knows
to
what to
by
say.
he was driven to Mar-a-Lago by Peter Thiel himself
Mhm.
for the introduction, and so he's the guy from like the old hand or the old money which runs BlackRock, State Street, Vanguard,
Yes,
to keep a tab on Trump.
right.
That's
I don't live that far from Mar-a-Lago. I actually have friends that have been there before, and in Trump's house, and it's beautiful over there. But there are kind of it is kind of a deeper state. Uh,
mm,
the people that you meet in there are people that when you meet them, that I mean, you can't bring your cameras into Mar-a-Lago. You're not supposed to, or take videos. It's very strict just to get in. But yeah, JD Vance has come to find out JD Vance is really deep into the hook of that.
yeah. So what happens to, the American economy itself is not a bed of roses right now. People are wanting to throw the dollar out. I'm sure that's something which is being discussed today. A lot of people are saying this. With these endless wars and of course more engagements in another war in Iran, people were happy with American involvement. Oh, we hit him, which is great. I mean, I can understand that. I can understand that.
Yeah, that is
It,
fine.
it's a great thing to see on military at work. That's fine.
Yeah, they needed to do something with it. I mean, militaries usually are just the military. You look at it; it's $1 trillion deficit every year. They really do nothing for the $1 trillion. So to see them drop a couple bombs, it was like, okay, well, at least we got to see our money at work.
See, that's the very different perspective. In India, we will say, oh, the military gets how much? Is it 1.52% of GDP? Give them 5.
Mm.
We want to give our military more money. We trust me, when this operation happened, where you came into focus in India, especially, we were ready to do anything for our military.
Yeah.
Anything. I mean, if they would have said we need guys to come and cook food for us, which happened actually in a small town in the north, the district administration came out and said, listen, we need some volunteers to just keep the peace. There's some drones flying around, so we just don't want people to get, if there's some injuries, we need some first responders,
Mhm.
people who can network and call the fire this thing, just be around in the night, on the streets, just keep it safe. If there's anything, let us know. We want people to help us. Would you believe it? 20,000 people stood up there,
Oh wow.
said we'll do it. And these are people with regular jobs, families. They just stood there. They said, no, we just want 300 people. There were
Wow.
20,000 to choose from.
Wow. That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
that's something, which is very different. When you say our military is this thing, we don't understand that at all. It's not
Well,
something
it's not that we don't want to spend our money on our military, but India has a much different perspective with their military, because America's military has gotten so commercialized, and the deep state people that we're talking about in America, when we're talking about the $1 trillion that goes out for our spending, and I do like Trump's idea with the Golden Dome that he wants to build all around our country, even though we've got an ocean already. But I think the Golden Dome's a good idea. But there's so much profiting off of our military now with Lockheed Martin and Boeing and all these other commercials that it seems like the more money we spend on our military, it doesn't seem like we're getting back what we should be getting for what we're spending. And our military is so huge right now as it is. I mean, nobody could invade us. That's for sure. I mean, it's not that I'm against spending on military, but I just hate to see all these deep pockets getting even richer through it when that wasn't supposed to be what it's for. So that's kind of disheartening for a lot of us.
That's a very interesting perspective, because it's not for national security that you're saying.
Right.
You're talking about wasteful expenditure abroad.
For sure. Yeah.
So what do you think, as an American, who has, you're not wanting to run away from America.
I love America.
Absolutely fantastic. So what do you think you want from your country in the future when you say, enough with this nonsense, can we please focus on home?
That would be good. That alone, just focusing on home would be amazing. I honestly would. I thought Trump was going to get out of NATO. A lot of us were thinking, hey, Trump's pulling out of NATO. He's talking about taking us out of NATO. And we were all for that idea, because that kind of puts our foot over there on the other side of the ocean where we really don't need to be. But that would be a wonderful, way to see the United States go in that direction.
That's interesting. I mean, we always summarize this, but to hear it from someone, and how much do you think that is prevalent within the people in the country on the street?
For NATO?
Mm-hmm.
Most of them, I would say 75% of the people in the United States, we can't stand NATO. We hate being part of that whole organization. Even the UN seems pretty useless to us. It doesn't seem like a very fair entity, and it seems like whenever the UN says that they're going to do something like stop a war here or make somebody stop here, nobody listens to them anyway. So I just think that there's a lot of things going on over there that could be either restructured or just done away with it all, and nobody would really care, and we'd save a lot of money too.
There's a view that Europe kind of is giving you the tariffs because he wants to keep you engaged in Ukraine. How do you feel about that?
Who wants to keep us in Ukraine? Europe?
Europe gave in to the Trump tariff thing because Trump said, if you don't give in to the tariff, I'm going to walk away from Ukraine. Europe can't have that.
That would have been great. That would have been
So
wonderful.
Europe kept you engaged, America engaged in Ukraine by giving an extra amount of tariff to you.
I
So
think that's true. I think that's 100%. Yeah, I think that's the only thing that really makes sense in it all. Why he stayed there and why they're giving us so much. So we did stay with him in NATO because we all know that that's who the Russians are fighting, or at least most people who have a clue know that Russia's not fighting Ukraine. They're fighting the EU. They're fighting NATO, and that's what this whole thing is about. So yeah, I think that's probably that. I would say 90% the reason why Europe went ahead and took a punch for that, so that we'll continue to support Ukraine.
So in the last part of our talk, I'm going to swing back to India and Pakistan once again. Trump keeps putting this thing across that he stopped the war and everything like that because he dangled trade in front of us. Now that the trade deal has not happened, and India is one of the only countries in the world who's telling Trump to go take a hike, how does that whole narrative fit at all? Because if it was trade, then we should have had the trade deal done, right? And
Yeah.
trade deal. And you're still saying Trump still says that he stopped the war, and I'm like, how?
Yeah. Well, he's saying he stopped like 5 wars now. I know he did good with the one in Congo, but that wasn't him. That was Marco Rubio over there for about 3 weeks. Marco Rubio was over there.
He did good in Congo. He did good in Cambodia and Thailand.
You think so? I think Cambodia and Thailand. I thought that was the Malaysian president who actually.
A lot of focus. See, America has, if I may, what I know about Southeast Asia, America has a lot of influence within the political establishment in Cambodia.
Yeah.
So that quite a bit, and America has a huge influence within the political establishment and the structure of the Thailand governance, where the Thailand country has a very strong hand. One of the largest CIA bases in this region is in Thailand, by the way.
Oh wow!
So, yeah. So
and I think that there's a problem with that though, with Trump saying, because I heard Trump say, he was on the plane the other night, like nobody's ever stopped wars like this with trade. Nobody's ever done it like this before. But I think that there's a reason why nobody's ever done it like this before. I mean, if we were arguing, like India and Pakistan are arguing, and they've got a legitimate beef, and Trump says, "Okay, we're not going to do any trades with you," that doesn't get to the core issue. Mm-hmm. That doesn't solve the problem. Okay, we're bombing each other. We don't really care if you're going to trade with us right now. There's an issue that's deeper. So if you stop a war with trade, there's still going to be arguing going here. You're not going to have solved anything until it just blows up into something even bigger. I mean, if we stop the Pakistan war with trade, and Pakistan was already saying, we're going to nuke you, we're going to throw nukes at you, you're doing their nuclear blackmail, like Modi likes to call it, and so does Jay Shankar, that they're not going to take that. But if Trump said, okay, we're going to stop it from trade, now what's going to happen later when Pakistan gets frustrated again, and you've used your trade option, but it's only going to bring it to a boiling point instead of simmering it, keep letting them fix it the right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Trump has not realized we've already dropped a nuclear weapon on Pakistan. You know what is that?
Who did?
Yeah, we did.
You guys did?
You know what nuclear weapon we've dropped on Pakistan? It's the water. We control 85% of Pakistan's water. We're going to stop.
Yeah, you did. You stopped it? I thought you let that keep going.
No, we said now we'll figure it out, whatever we want to do with it.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know you did that. I thought that you guys kept it going.
No.
Didn't they say that was their bloodline and that was the red line?
You can keep saying that.
Really?
We blew up their nuclear command and control center.
I didn't know you blew up a nuclear control center.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Did you do that during after the Pahalgam attack with Operation Sindoor?
Yeah. On the 10th morning, we blew up their operational command and control center. We blew up two of their airborne aerial warning platforms. One was in the air, one was on the ground. We took them out. About 5 or 6 F-16s were damaged on the ground. One confirmed kill in the air. We've got a lot of things. We're not just talking right now because, there's so many arms lobbies and this and that. India doesn't see the advantage in putting out what you did. But trust you me, they were paralyzed.
Yeah, I
The
know. I know, but
yeah,
I thought you paralyzed their air system. I didn't know you paralyzed that you hit a nuclear plant.
no, there. See, there's this one place in Noor Khan, which is their main airbase in Islamabad. There's an underground command and control center. C4. It's called a C4I center, which is the main center which takes orders for their nuclear command, strategic command.
Really?
Yeah, and our rocket went inside there and blew up.
You got their nuclear communications dismantled? Just
Mm.
really? Oh, nice. Nice. That's going to take a long time to fix.
Oh yeah, so it's called Falcon 5. That Falcon 7. Sorry, that's the code name for that center. Americans built that in 1960s or 1970s sometime as a regular command and control center, which was upgraded in the 1980s to a nuclear command and control center. And
Wow.
it was built by GE, if I'm not mistaken, at a cost of about $150 million at that time. And in 2018 in Houston, Texas, there was a Falcon 9 similar command center that got damaged during the hurricane, and the total cost to the American exchequer was about $350 million at that time.
Oh, no.
So I presume about $500 million went down the tube with that one
Pakistan ain't
strike.
got that kind of money.
Yeah, it doesn't. Why do you think Asim Munir is coming again and again? Sir, please give me something.
That's great. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. They're going to have to go talk to Kushner. Maybe he can loan it to him. I don't know.
Yeah, we hit something else as well, which nobody will confirm. But they have these nuclear kind of storage sites in a place called Kirana Hills, in a place called Sargodha. I'm going to just show you some stuff where you will be quite shocked. This is how Pakistanis kind of do their nuclear stuff. Okay, so I'll just show you this. Give me a second. Yeah, I'll take you to Google Earth, and then I'll just kind of give you some little inputs.
Yeah, this is interesting.
Okay. Okay. Let me just open my maps. I'll show you this. There you go. So these are Pakistani nuclear sites. All right.
Yep.
Where kind of I've done a lot of work. So this is Sargodha.
Kashmir?
Pardon me?
Is that in Kashmir? Or
No,
outside
no, no.
Kashmir?
All over. This is Kashmir in the north here.
Okay.
All right. This is all over Pakistan. So this is where we hit. So I was telling you the command and control, nuclear command and control center.
Yeah.
So I'll show you that. I'm pretty good with maps, so you'll be quite. How's this
Nice.
guy scrolling so fast? This building.
That was it?
Yeah.
That was the
This
control
is
center?
yeah. There's an underground control center right here. This is a ventilation
Wow.
shop.
That's
This is
gone?
where yeah, it's gone. It's over.
Nice.
It's over. It's
I didn't know that. I thought it was
Yeah.
just airfields.
No, we hit quite a bit other things as well. So this is basically a place called Sargodha, which is a very old city. It's an old Indian city, as a matter of fact, which was established by Indian rulers long time ago. All right. So this is a place called Kirana Hills, where they kind of have a lot of their nuclear activity. Right.
Oh, wow.
A lot of yeah. So I'll show you some. What they do. See this? You see these? These are tunnels.
Really?
Yeah. So this is where they go inside and hide their nuclear weapons.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So there are tunnels here. See, these are closed tunnels.
Yeah. I see the darkness.
Yeah. So there's moss grown over it just to hide it. And these are all tunnels here, right?
Yep.
So I'll show you where we hit. Let me just swing around. Okay. And so this is imagery of 2023, 2024, right?
Mm-hmm.
These are new tunnels that they're making here. We hit right here.
Oh, wow. Nice.
And I can show you these are new tunnels. Okay. So how
That's
I do
amazing
that?
that you got that close.
Yeah. So this is 2024, 2025, right? So we've hit right here. This is the point we've hit. This is just,
Wow.
you see this tunnel here?
Yep.
It's ready. So what they do is, there's a tunnel this side, there's a tunnel this side. So they're trying to create multiple entrances and multiple exits to the same thing, right?
Do you guys have bunker busters?
Yeah, we do.
Nice.
Not like yours, but we do. Now this is 2022. Yeah, 2023. 2023. There's nothing, no work here. See, it starts in 2023, 2024. So we hit something really brand new.
Oh, so that was fresh.
Yep. And I'll show you how they do this. So this is just one place. Oh, wait, reset to the north. There we go. This is where the Pakistanis allegedly did their nuclear test. This is in eastern Pakistan. All right, on this mountain. So you can see this gravel all fallen down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is where they did their nuclear test. Look what they're doing there right now.
Wow. Is that this year or last year?
This is this year. Look at this.
So what do they put in there? These aren't nuclear, are they?
Yeah, they're nuclear sites.
Oh, wow.
And look at that. There's more tunnels. I spend hours looking for these.
Wow.
And this is not it. This is just one part. Okay. Here's another one. This is how irresponsible these guys are. Right? This is another mountain, right? There you go.
Wow. Dude, these guys are sick.
They're stupid. Absolutely stupid. And this area, by the way, is under insurgency. So you can see vehicles. See this? Everything
That's
is there.
close to the border too, isn't it?
It's not that close. The next one I'll show you is closer to the border, right here. This is where they do their uranium mining, by the way.
Oh,
right?
wow.
Right here. I'll show you a mine. Okay, one sec. Here it is. This is a mine. It's a uranium mine. So if you go back in time, there's nothing.
Wow. They're busy.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow, they're busy, bro.
And 2023, the mining is over. And if you just go north of that, there you go. More tunnels. There's water source, and there we go. More tunnels.
Man, they're building them everywhere.
Yep, all over the place. This is latest imagery.
How many do they need?
They want to hide stuff because they know we're going to go after their tunnels. We're going to go after their weapons. Look at that.
Wow, look at that. And that's in a mountain, huh?
Yep.
Underground?
Yeah. So that's Pakistan. I mean, they guys have, yeah. I mean, it's not funny. They have no idea what they're doing. And if people like me can find it, you can only imagine what the countries in the world know.
Oh, I can imagine.
There is a covert CIA team which is supposedly sitting in Qatar all the time, which is supposed to kind of attack these things. How will you do that? They are burrowing underground all over the place.
Wow. You guys need to buy some bunker busters, some really good ones. Actually, I don't think you need to. I don't know if those tunnels were going that.
We've got, so we don't fire bunker busters like you guys do. We've got rockets.
Good enough.
So, yeah,
that'll work.
Got ballistic rockets that will go into this bunker at about, I don't know, 8,000 kilometers an hour.
Okay, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll work. Wow, I never knew you guys hit that with the Falcon 7.
So you want some more details? Let me know. We'll obviously we'll talk offline.
Okay.
I'll be glad to work with you. That's not a problem. But thank you so much for the time. This has been a very, very interesting conversation.
Yeah, it's been fun.
I hope we can keep in touch and help each other in our own nationalistic perspective.
For sure. I appreciate your time, brother.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. And to the audience, like, support, subscribe, and check his channel out also. He does a lot of good stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.